who should you play in Guilty Gear Strive Beta? I'm right and you are wrong is the rules that we're operating under when I'm discussing this. So if you have a different opinion than me, you're wrong, okay? So I'm going to go over all the characters and 3 of their traits in regards to why you should choose them. So maybe you relate to one of these traits. Okay. First up, we have Soul. He is primarily 100% for boomers. If you're a boomer and you love complaining, you should play Soul. He's perfect for you. If you're over the age of 30 and you're over the hill, pick Soul. He's perfect. Prominent boomers such as Giovanna, Obama, James Chen. Soul's perfect. If you're bad at fighting games, another good point, an actual point. If you're bad at fighting games, you should play Soul because he has a lot of options. He has a really good command grab. He has really good normals, really good combos. He has an invincible DP. He's fast. So if you're bad at fighting games, he will actually fill the void for your skills. So if you're bad at fighting games, you should really pick Soul. And finally, if you're coming from another fighting game like Potemkin or Smash Brothers Ultimate for the Switch, you should play Soul because he has like all the tools. He has all the tools in the game, so he's a really good option for you to come into Guilty Gear, right? Moving on to Kai. This is the number one thing, first and foremost, you got to know about Kai players. And if you identify with this, you should choose him 100%. Kai players are bitches. You should pick them if you're a bitch, okay? Primarily, Kai players are giant bitches that complain about literally nothing, and they're bitches. That's it. If you're new to fighting games, you should really pick Kai, honestly. If like this is your first fighting game. If this is your first fighting game, you should play Kai. He has a very strong projectile. He has very simple game plan where you just do normals into projectile safe, and then you could do random overheads and they'll work, whatever. You don't really have to be good to play Kai effectively. You knock him down, you set the lightning, the heavy fireball. You're good. You're a bitch, says Sajam in chat. Well, you know what? You should play Kai, because my third point, if you corrected my grammar on the first bullet point, see first bullet point, you're a bitch. So Sajam, perfect opportunity for you to play Kai. I think you really dig him, since you're the one that corrected me. May, if you don't want to think, Tubaware was in here saying he wants to play May. Perfect character for Tubaware. If you don't want to think at all, May is perfect. Because you just go fucking buck wild, and whatever the suboptimal thing you're doing is correct. If you like charge characters, she's a charge character. That's the reason I started playing her in Plus R. She's charge based, and if you like charge characters, you probably play like Guile and don't think anyways. So May's perfect. And if you like converting off of mindless flails, really that's all of May's game plan really is just randomly dolphining into the opponent and then trying to convert off of it. This game is just dolphin, 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 hit, combo. That's it. Pretty easy. Axel. I forget what I'm starting to forget what I put for these. So these are fun surprises for me too. Axel is for people that like complaining about your character. If you love complaining about your character, Axel's perfect for you. Because, you know, he has a lot of options, and especially in this game, he seems pretty good. So everyone's going to downplay him, and you get to join in on that. So if you love complaining about your character, even though they're pretty good, Axel. If you enjoy zoning with normals, he's got really long normals, got really long special moves. He really is the zoner of the game, aside from, you know, some that have projectiles. If you really do like that, you know, zone-like gameplay, he's very good at it, and he does a shitload of damage from full screen. If you overreact to the strength of a move based on the general consensus of Twitter, if you think when you saw the time stop move and your brain fucking exploded, I mean, just pick him, you fucking moron. Like, if you're just gonna jump the fucking bandwagon and be like, that's so fucking crazy good, then I mean, just pick him. You'll love losing with him, as that is the only thing you're fixated on and not his 40 other strengths. Chip, if you have 0 footsies, if you don't understand the concept of footsies, mostly because this doesn't exist, and you have no spacing or patience or anything really in regards to what makes you good at a fighting game, pick Chip. Everything you do is incredibly fast, and you get in their ass for free for no reason. and it's a mix-up for some reason. So pick Chip if you have 0 footsies. If you have a bad defense, he has low health, but it doesn't matter. You're never blocking because you're DPing. He has an invincible DP, and then once they're off, you just do a bunch of shit and cross them up and they die. If you have bad defense, you should really pick Chip because you have a DP and you should not care about your life total anyways. And he has low life, so when you die off of your whiff DP, you get into the next match really quick. If you're a fucking weeboo. That's it. Potemkin. The first thing is you have to enjoy this in order to play Potemkin. You have to like to lose. You're going to lose constantly. You're not going to win. Sorry. If you pick this character, you're going to fucking lose. So you have to love to lose. If you're a clout chaser, Potemkin's perfect. He's the Alex of Guilty Gear. You're going to do a Potemkin Buster, empty jump Potemkin Buster, put it up on Twitter, and get like 300 retweets for some reason. So, or you can mix it up. You can Potemkin Buster, empty jump, heavenly Potemkin Buster, and catch their jump back, and then you put it on Twitter to get 300 retweets. So if you're a clout chaser, perfect character for you. If you like playing Big Grappler Man, that's the other thing. If you just like playing Big Grappler Man, just pick Potemkin. Pretty simple. Faust. You are annoying as fuck. If you are annoying and everyone hates talking to you, then play Faust, because everyone's gonna hate playing you. He is annoying, and you are probably annoying, so you should play him. Hanzo knows himself. If you want to win through making the opponent very mad, that's Faust's entire game plan, making the opponent hate you. So if you're really good at that, you're gonna be great with Faust, because he's just throwing items, doing big normals, doing 0 damage. The opponent has to make like 30 mistakes to die, so they're gonna hate themselves by the end of the match. If you enjoy jazz, Faust is very freeform. Faust is all about reacting to the situation and coming up with some new bullshit. So if you really do enjoy just coming up with shit on the fly, Faust is perfect because his item toss is just random. Shit's random, and you have to come up with solutions to your own random situation. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Milia. Pretend like you are smart. If you love pretending like you're actually intelligent, Milia is perfect for you, because you can just do like basic shit and then just pretend that it's smart and just list the inputs on Twitter. Perfect. She's actually a pretty simple character. She's just fast as fuck. She's incredibly fast. If you love fast characters, play her. She's super duper fast. You know, she's Sonic. Play her if you love fast pixie characters. Most importantly, this is the #1 trait for Milia players that's consistent. Tier 3 sub to Pokimane. They're the S word. I can't say it on Twitch. They're tier 3 subs through and through. They're that core spirit. Zotto. For people who want to fuck the concept of negative edge. They honestly want to have sex with the concept of negative edge. And if you are one of these people that love negative edge to the point where you constantly fucking mention it every single time you talk about the character, Zotto's perfect for you. If you enjoy puppet characters, he's the only puppet character in the game. Puppet characters are kind of fun sometimes. Puppet characters are, of course, when you have another like little dude that you control. Sometimes it's a little dog. Sometimes it's a shadow. Sometimes it's your mom or something. If you enjoy puppet characters, they're a little bit more complicated because you have to keep track of this little dude. You should play Zotto because he's the only one. If you smell your own farts, if you love just fucking talking so much shit about how fucking godlike you are because you can do like a sequence of button presses, you know, pick Zotto. If you play JoJo's, pick Zotto, okay? No one gives a fuck that you can input buttons like super fast, except you. You should play Zotto if you do care about that stuff. Ramlethal. First and foremost, she is for people that are horny. If you're horny, pick Ramlethal, because she's definitely the hornball character of the game. Constantly talk about her pussy bones or whatever. She's a human. Okay? You don't have to constantly focus on her pussy bones. She might be a gear. If you enjoy simple mid-range characters, she's incredibly simple in this game. She has big button. She shoots big sword. It's the extent of her game plan. And she does a shitload of damage for some reason off of 5k. Like most of the cast. Yeah, she's a pretty simple character, actually. If you like big buttons, pun intended, you really should play her. Because she has some of the biggest normals in the game aside from Faust and Nagaruki. You should really choose her if you like the big butt. Leo. Have literally no brain or empathy. Leo is for sociopaths, okay? Leo's for sociopaths lacking the intelligence. Leo is so fucking brain dead that literally anyone can play him. Well, it's not even enjoying. You're not enjoying anything. You're just going through the motions. You're autopiloting. Going buck wild with no regard for humanity. So this is sort of an actual point in that Leo doesn't really have to give a fuck about a lot of characters. So you really can just go buck wild. He has his back turn stance, lets him chain normals that, like, he has a lot more Gatlings than normal characters in this game. As well as he has a parry. He has an overhead. He has a fucking 50% damage super. That's a projectile that goes full screen nearly instantly. He doesn't really have to give a fuck. So you really should play him if you like disrespecting the opponent with your massive brain, in quotes. Pretend to have footsies while mashing like a maniac. Again, you really don't have to do anything. The character does it for you. He has a fucking command grab in this game, which is absurd. So you really should play him if you want to play a character that does the work for you. He's incredibly good, in my opinion. Probably top tier. Yuki. If you've listened to one Metallica song and tell people you listen to heavy metal, this is the character for you. The aesthetic is bristling for you. You get to cosplay as like a heavy metal person. Pick this character if you really like the aesthetic. Managing Blood Meter. Blood Meter is a very interesting part of his gameplay. And essentially, off of normals and special moves, you build a separate character-specific gauge. When it pops, you start losing health incredibly rapidly. Due to this, he has a high risk and medium reward type play style. In that, he doesn't really get anything too crazy off of the Blood Meter shit, aside from access to a super that's full screen and seems to be safe. But like his damage off of that is not too crazy in comparison to the rest of the cast. He has big old normals and he can convert off of them really easily. So I would say he's more of a little bit more complicated mid-range character, but one that has a little bit more options than Ramlethal. Giovanna. People that have played Guilty Gear, but they're bad. Okay? If you're a longtime Guilty Gear player and you're just fucking trash, you can't win. Every character you touch is just not working out for you. Giovanna's perfect for you because she's super fucking simple. She's simple as fuck. She's really just normals into special. You really don't have to do too much crazy shit with her to win. Now, she has some interesting aspects where she interacts with the RC system to do some cool cross-up stuff or whatever. But she's pretty simple, and she really is for people that are really bad at Guilty Gear but have been playing for a long time. You also have to be okay with the fact that you have to tell people that she isn't that boring and the dog is just a visual design choice that doesn't necessarily have to factor into gameplay, even though it is a part of animations that she most likely is finished, and it's okay for a character to be more focused on the interaction of their few moves with the system mechanics of the game and not to have 3 arbitrary character-specific meters / mechanics to be in this game. As this core of this game is very simple with some spice delivered via the system mechanics that are still very unexplored. So you have to be okay with saying that a lot to literally every single person on Twitter in my fucking mentions today. As long as you're able to say that to people, Giovanna is your character. Cool. Who are you guys playing?